Hello, I am Centimus Prime, and here I will be unboxing the Transformers Age of the Primes Deluxe Class Air Raid. So starting off, we will be taking a look at the packaging itself. And so starting off with the front, we do have a nice solid, a nice window, a nice clear window display, and to get a good view of the figure himself. Yeah, looking very nice, not looking too bad. Over over here on this side, we do get some really nice box art for both the robot mode and the vehicle mode of this character. Very nice. Over here on this side, we do have this sort of strand thing going on. So we do have like the Autobot logo. We do have the number of steps it takes to transform this figure and the recommended age. But you also get this sort of 1 of 5 of Superion something. And that's interesting. I'll touch upon that again in a second. But anyway, not looking too bad. Do get the Transformers logo nice and right side up across the near bottom, and a sort of mustard colored ribbon stripe here with the title, with the or with the toy line Age of the Primes written down in that stripe. And then down in here you do have the Hasbro logo and the name of the character himself. This case being Air Raid. Very nice. Over here on the top you do get the Takara Tomy thing, as well as the character's name again. Over here on this side we do have something very interesting. Here we start to see some like nice box art for like the Age of the Primes, like overall like poster art. So over here we do get a look at 3 of the Primes, because this is Age of the Primes and also Deluxe class. It let you know that it's a Deluxe class. Yeah, like very nice. So if you're unaware of like the 13 Primes, here's 3 of them. So here you have the Onyx Prime, which is like the beast guy of like the Primes. You have Amalgamus Prime. Like it's looking a little bit like a Whirl from the like Throwing 30s. At least that's what he's looking like to me. But yeah, regardless, there he is. And I think this is not Quintus. Is this Quintus? No. It's another one of the Primes. I forget which Prime that is. Probably like Quintus Prime or something like that. And of course you got like symbols loading up there. And then here's a look at the bottom. Not much to talk about here. Over here on this side, instead of it being another like close-up of like this box art, it is some nice box art of Superion, the combined form of all the like aerial bots, which this guy is one of those aerial bots. So that is looking, not looking too bad. It is definitely looking really nice. It is some really nice box art of Superion. Very cool. And over here we do get a look at the package from the back. Everything down here is like not much new. It's like just labelings and stuff that you typically put back there. But here we do get some nice renders, some nice rendered like product shots of the robot mode and vehicle mode, the number of steps it takes to transform them, and up here you do have the name and the little bit of like advertisement that yes, this is part of a combiner. Very interesting. And then there's like this thing that you like hang on, that you hang on to like a peg on the shelf. But yeah, but with that, we can now, of course, get into the unboxing. So there's going to be, of course, there's going to be a piece of tape there. And then we can just sheath that back in so we can take a look at this. Let's get this open. We could probably let's set this off to the side. And over in here we do have this thing, which we're just gonna probably like put in the burn barrel or something. But here we have like the instructions for air raid. Not looking too bad. Yeah, and the instructions flip out, and they aren't, they aren't absurdly like large. Yeah, like there's instructions, the like transformation, the placement of the accessories, and even the placement of where he's going to be when the full combined form is like fully when Superion is fully combined. In this case, he is the back of a leg. He's not he's unfortunately he's not even a leg. He's a back. He's the back of the leg. That's slightly unfortunate, but oh well. Regardless, still pretty neat. So here we do have air raid. So let's of course get this open. So let's go ahead and start with this. So in here, be careful to cut away. And let's sheath that back in. Okay. So we can then of course unwrap this and see that all of the accessories are in here. Of course, being his two really neat looking guns, I might add, and his two like stabilizer like fin pieces. Yeah, very nice. So now we can get on to the poor air raid out of his cardboard prison. But before we do that, I would like to give a second to like the back, to like the back, to like the sort of backdrop they have here. I do like this sort of like nebula, like starry kind of background. Very nice. But of course, enough of that. Let's get this guy open. So I have seen from like a TJ Omega video that he says that he used like a pair of scissors like these for this. So hopefully, and from what I heard, it's like a better like way to get these sort of plastic things, these sort of like plastic things cut than just your X-Acto blade. Well, I can go ahead and like try that out. Okay. Is that it? Oh, you have to flip the cone up and then you do all that. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it does work. It does work. So there's that. I just don't know if it's necessarily better than the X-Acto blade, but it's a nice option in case I want to do that. But yeah, let's set this off to the side. Let's sweep up these plastic things, and let's take a look at the figure himself. So these are more so just like first impressions sort of things. Not really a like review or anything. Just me like messing around with the figure for the first time. So he is slightly like non-transformed. So like yeah, here's his feet. I have to flip. So like in the box, his feet are folded in. So you do have to flip those out and then have them back in. Are these? No, I don't think these pieces are painted in, but that would be a bit unfortunate if that was the case. Oh, look at that. So, like, I was starting, like, after, like, seeing, like, this back kibble, the, like, backpack of kibble, I had, like, worries that the waist wouldn't be able to, like, freely rotate, but no, that's not really the case. He's able to freely waste his rotation, which is nice. Yeah, like in terms of like joint tolerances, his head feels buttery smooth. It's like there's no like indentation or like it's just a nice stiff like. Oh, he has an extra upward joints, which I guess makes sense to help him like look extra up. Because like he does like because he does like fly in the sky, I think. His shoulders are a nice tightness, as well as his shoulders on this rotation, on this axis and this axis. They both feel nice. The rotations feel okay. The bends at the elbows feel alright. They feel nice. Ooh, okay, so these feel nice as well. What we already touched upon the waist rotation. The legs feel nice. The thighs feel nice. And the knees also have nice tolerances, as well as the up and down for both these are great, as well as ankle rotations, ankle tilts. Yeah, all the joints feel nice. Like nothing feels like the loosest things you could probably say about this guy's articulation are the rotations in the biceps and thighs, but those are like meant to be slightly looser than everything else. Yeah, like that's pretty good. Let's let's go ahead and attach the accessories. So we can go ahead and like attach these onto the back of the legs like so. Right, because those are going to be like there for the vehicle mode, as well as these which we can for now just plug into his hands. Yeah, like that's not looking too bad. And you can like splay his wings out. And that's pretty good. That is pretty good. We can get this guy in like a decent enough pose without having to worry about his articulation at all. Very nice. Overall first impressions, I'm really enjoying this. This is a very adequate. It's not like a overwhelming kind of figure or anything like that, but it's like a nice. It's like a very nice enough. It's a nice enough like first impression. It's a pretty decent first impression on my like first Age of the Primes figure. And there are like definitely some like interesting things I have to say about this guy, but of course that'll wait until the review. But until then, that'll be it for this video. If you enjoyed this unboxing, consider to like and subscribe and maybe even comment if you want. And of course, I will be posting again sooner or later.